Hi and welcome to Cooking with a Hug. I'm Jennifer and this is Fiona.
Hello.
We're at the food bank in Lymington and we're hopefully going to show you how to cook with the ingredients that we have here. It's economical, it's fun, hopefully you'll find it easy, hopefully we'll be able to help you navigate around these ingredients. So let's get started.
So I've got grated carrot, onions and chopped fresh tomatoes. Okay, right, so to bulk up your tin of Bolognese, we cook onions and we cook carrots. Now carrots, I love carrots. They are nature's little sweetie. They sweeten up everything, and it's traditionally with Bolognese, the Italians put carrots in anyway. So, and you're getting vegetables into your children. What more could you want? Absolutely. Because let's face it, there's not a massive amount of nutrition in the tin, but what you add to it is what makes it better. So we're going to cook these for a few minutes.
So talk me through this. How long are we cooking this for?
We're cooking this for 5 minutes.
Right.
Because the tin of Bolognese is already cooked,
Fabulous.
we need to make sure that this is the same consistency and cooking depth as what you're adding to it.
So overall, how long is this going to take you?
10
Can I
minutes.
put my pasta on?
Put your pasta on, quick. Otherwise I'll be done before you. So Jen's going to cook some penne because that's what we've got today. It doesn't matter what pasta you get, you can make lasagna out of penne or spaghetti if you don't have lasagna pasta. So you use whatever you've got and whatever you fancy. The other thing is, again, what we've done is we've boiled a kettle. So you're not boiling water, because water takes a long time to come to boil in a saucepan, especially without a lid. So because we haven't got any lids with us today, we're using boiling a kettle. It's so much faster. And again, if you push for time or you push for energy, it's the way to do it. Oh, there you go.
I have a lid.
You have a lid.
So
you're going to need a cloth to take your lid off with.
On the back of here, it says 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Right, on a hob. So
you start that the same time I start this, and we're there together.
We're there
So you've got a
together.
meal for 4 in 10 minutes.
now, how much of that would you put in? All of it, half of it?
I put all
500 grams.
I put all of it in.
And once you put the pasta in, you'll take the boil from the water, so stick it back in.
Lid back on.
Great tip with pasta. The bigger the pan, the more the water, quicker it cooks.
Right, so Jen's got the pasta on. So I'm going to put the tomatoes in to help bulk up the sauce. And these will need a certain amount of cooking, not 10 minutes, but it just softens them up and gets all the flavour out. Now you've got a lot of juice that comes out of them. You want to keep that, so, because that's lots of flavour as well. Now people will tell you to skin tomatoes, to de-seed them. Basically, don't. I'm just going to add sort of about the same amount in weight as with the onions and the carrots today, and allow that to cook down. So I'm going to use, have you got that, the herbs again?
Yeah, darling.
So you see, the herbs, they're just brilliant because they just go in everything. So again,
You've got some Italian herbs there.
I've got some Italian herbs, I know, but I'm just going to use the mixed herbs because that's what you might get, and that might be what all you've got. So we're going to use the liquid, the jelly stock cube this time. These, again, they will tell you on the box to put them in a jug with boiling water. I don't bother, I just put them straight in. But they're concentrated.
So are you going to add water to that then?
I will be adding a little bit of water, but not as much as they would normally use if you were using it for a soup. And this will cook down and add the flavour to the other ingredients while they're all together. Oh, I've got a glass I prepared earlier.
Absolutely.
Now, I've never opened a tin of this, so I'm now going to see what the consistency is in the tin. Because obviously, as you heat it up, it will get softer and more runny. But by the same measure, thank you very much, by the same measure, you need to check on what you've got. So it's quite soft. So I would imagine it's going to stay pretty much the same consistency when it adds to this. So I'm not going to add, because I know how soft that is, I'm not going to add too much water to this, but it does help with it to cook as well. So the amount in the tin, I've probably got twice as much of this mixture so you can see that it's going to go that much further when you're feeding your family with the penne. And I'm going to add this now simply because I want to give it plenty of time to meld through with them all the other flavours in the saucepan.
Like to wash it through.
I'm going to. Now there's a little tip with tinned tomatoes and anything that you use in a tin that you're going to use the sauce of. Hand on the top if you haven't got a lid, swoosh it round and then you get all the bits out the bottom. So you end up with a relatively clean tin.
Waste not.
Absolutely. Some of the best bits are always at the bottom of a tin. It's going to leave that to simmer down and all the flavours will mix together while Jen's pasta's cooking. And probably 10 minutes beginning to end. So, the thing with pasta, as you probably well know, it does have a tendency to stick to itself. So what you do is, you add a little bit of oil, just to separate it all.
So just that tiny amount.
If you've got olive oil, it's lovely. If you haven't, vegetable oil is fine. And then we are going to just pour the sauce on. So this should hopefully feed
4 to 6
4 to 6 people, depending on how old your kids are, how big their appetites, whether or not you've got a husband that works as a
manual
labourer. And then if you want to, at this point, you can also put some cheese on it, chuck it in the oven, put some breadcrumbs. Old stale bread is fun. Never throw your bread out, just make breadcrumbs, crumble it up, put it over the top, some cheese, you get a lovely crunchy top. So it doesn't have to be a soft meal, it can be you can change it into something else as well.
Perfect.
We done.
We're done.
Let's have a taste. I haven't killed you yet.
Not bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And again, if you've got a grater and your kids aren't keen on veg, the grated vegetables will disappear into the sauce. Mine are a little bit more obvious because I forgot to bring a grater.
But it looks lovely. Right, thank you for watching Cook with a Hug. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you got something from it. Tune in next time for our next lot of recipes. See you soon.